welcome to the Glenville State University Athletic Department. We're back here today down here on floor level in the Waco Center for another edition of the Coaches Show. And our guest today is head football coach Mike Kellar. Coach, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Yep.
Hey, coming off homecoming, big win against the Battlers on Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll get into the specifics of the game, but just some takeaways from homecoming Saturday.
Oh, it was a great atmosphere. We always walk through up the Lily, as you know, and then Dr. Manchin has a little thing he likes for us to do where we go around by the golf course and have the fire truck and leads the buses and the whole deal there. And my coaches always get back here. They always come back to get the recruits started. Well, they're always here, before I am. And this week here, I got here and I had the recruit started. When they got here, I was like, "Where you guys been?" They said they couldn't get here from leaving the cafeteria. It took them 20-some minutes to get through traffic to get here. So that's how packed the place was. It was a good atmosphere. As you were coming, you could smell the food being grilled and people having fun, and that's a good thing to see. Yeah,
it was a great tailgate operation out there. I think the students and the alumni, it was really a lot of fun. Just really brilliant to see and be a part of,
Yeah, I would tease with a bunch of them. It doesn't have to be homecoming for it to be that way. That's a really,
absolutely. It
should be that way at every game. It's good. The players need the student body. They need the support of the students, and they need the support of the community. And we've had that. And I think 2019. I think we played a couple Thursday night games, and we won. We were undefeated at home that year. And I really believe then, and I believe it more now, that home field advantage of everyone being around the community and everyone being involved gives our players, some energy, and they feed off that, and they're able to perform better.
Really felt like we had something close to what we had in 2019 here Saturday, and we just got to rewind that and be able to bring it again on the 29th. But the game itself, of course, AB, as we talked last week, got some players. They've been competitive in a lot of games this year, and like you were saying, that they do some things differently than anybody else you prepare for. It was methodical, but you were able to to crack it.
Yeah, people don't see that. In the games where AB's really gotten beat badly this year, their quarterback play, they had their top two guys been hurt, and the starter came back for us, of course, and they gave up. They had some turnovers and played on some short fields, but defensively, the way they jump in and out of 4 down fronts and 3 down fronts with the same people. Really can cause you some problems. And it's a prep issue, because you're not used to seeing it as much. Especially, usually get one of those 2 fronts, you hardly ever get both in the same game. And then they did a lot of things in the secondary, from having a 3 safety defense to playing 2 deep that way. And Pembroke did the same thing, but they did it with a Mike linebacker dropping deep. I'm really getting into the minutiae here, some of how it looks, but that it's a different scheme. And then you got a freshman quarterback like Anthony, and he's trying to figure it out. And I told him all week, don't try to figure it out. Just go through your progressions, let the ball come out on time. And he got caught staring at it a couple times, and that's what we didn't move the ball quite as well as we had hoped. That being said, we still had total control of the game. I felt from Jump Street, I felt like we controlled the game. We weren't as smooth as we'd been, at times this year.
The freshman quarterback didn't have the key. Swan, and it turned out that running game was critical in the offensive line. What they did, and Minshew, you're afraid of at over 100 yards. And Saeed had some, some key yards for you there. So that proved to be pivotal.
Well, we talked about it all week that when they wanted to play, the certain coverage, we were going to have to run it. And the problem with running it was identifying who's coming, or who you're blocking and how you're blocking it. And we felt if we couldn't run it, we were going to be in trouble, because they were in a max coverage situation. They were dropping 8 people all the time, and that makes it tough. And we were able to run it, but you saw some missed assignments in there where we weren't communicating the way we needed to. But for the most part, we were able to run the ball and control the game that way. And the one thing that I love about this team, and I like to think that we've preached enough as coaches, is we don't care how we win, as long as we win. We don't care if the defense carries us the whole day, which they did Saturday. We don't care if it's all about the kick game. We don't care if we run or throw it, as long as we can win. And that's a sign of an unselfish, mature team, and hopefully we're getting there.
And defensively, look, there were several times you all got them in 3rd and long situations, and when they were 3rd and short, the defense came up and shut them down to, made plays to not let them convert.
If you really look at it, if you think about it, we had a punt blocked, first one since I've been here. We had one, but it was more dropped than blocked. We had a field goal blocked. We didn't handle a kickoff in the second half. We didn't convert the way we needed to on all. That's a formula for getting beat. We gave our defense short field several times, and our defense shut them down every time.
Yeah.
They had many times where they had starting drives on our territory, and our defense pushed them back, held them out there, kept them from scoring. Like you said, had some key third and short, fourth and short stops that were huge in the game. And you could feel it. You could feel it on the sidelines. Like, okay, our defense has controlled this game. They're confusing us a little bit on offense. Let's just be conservative. Let's be smart with the ball. Let's not do anything else dumb with it because we've done enough dumb stuff all day.
Block the punt and touch it, gave him a 20-yard game.
Yeah, I mean, just stuff that you never see. There was 2 penalties called on kickers in the game. I told the official, I said, 29 years coach, and I never saw 1 penalty called on a kicker before. Now we got 2. One on theirs for I think he took his helmet off when they got the second half kickoff, and then our kicker got a personal foul. So that's a first for me ever. I could go another 29 years before I see that again.
Well, with the special teams, I mean, Avery averaged 48 yards a punt. He had that one that he got him down there, I think, at the 2.
Yeah, Noah Horwath made a nice play catching the ball on the 2.
Yeah, the one right down there, and the one he caught, and then the one that he shot down the sideline and got him inside the 5 as well. Really, put them at tilted the field a couple times.
And proud of it because we're doing some stuff where we're staying in the pocket and punting it. We're doing some rugby stuff to try to help the protection and help the coverage out a little bit. And he's handling both those duties really well. So the kick game was big for us. We got to be smarter with the ball in the return game. But that's hopefully those are lessons that we learned. It was out of character. We've been pretty good with that all season. I don't know why. Sometimes in those games, you try to warn your team they look at the record and they read Twitter. No matter what we tell them about, AB or whoever the opponent is, their minds ain't totally where they need to be. And I thought we had a good week of prep. You could feel the atmosphere Friday at the pep rally and all that. Homecoming went really well. And I thought our kids were pretty dialed in, but there was a few times where, we could make smarter decisions, that's for sure. It's kids who are smart enough. It's things that have been coached. It's just a lack of concentration at that moment.
Yeah, and I know we talk about, your 2 all-conference guys over there in Penn, and Brandon Penn and Seth Arnold, they've been up and down some, battling some things, and they both stepped up and played well. And Coach Hill was telling me out there this morning, he said he thought that the front really, held their own and really allowed those guys to make plays.
They're the key to the drill. I mean, it just, when you get these jobs, everyone's, you got to get a quarterback. You got to get everything. But if you can't build an offensive and defensive front, you got no chance.
Yeah.
And I thought our D-line built walls, and allowed our linebackers to run freely. And that allows the secondary to play more loosely and play more downhill and to play fast. And that all starts up front. And we did some things last week drill-wise. We changed some meetings around. We did some things that I think, that was the result of the process. And we're going to have to be really big on it this week because we're going to see a very good rushing attack out of Notre Dame. So as good as that front played, and I'm proud of them, and we patted them on the rear a little bit, but they're about to come up big this week.
And I'll say personally, because Dane Lynch has been so instrumental in the department as far as pushing kids, not just football, to do the right thing socially and academically, and him getting another pick, make a big play.
He's been huge for us. He's been huge for it. Well, you think about that. I mean, that made it a 3-score game.
Yeah.
And that pick set us up at the 1. We go in and hand the ball off to Saeed. Saeed loves those 1-yard touchdowns, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a fan of those. He ought to give Dane some of those points. But no, Dane's been great for us this year.
Now looking ahead as well, Notre Dame, nationally ranked, perennial. Say regional power, national power. They went deep in the playoffs. So, going to their place, big challenge.
Oh, there's no question. They got the Brim kid back at quarterback. He was the quarterback there the year before I took the job here. So think about that. I mean, this is my 4th year. You count that COVID year, but so he's been there. I met it, as a player. The middle linebacker's been there. It seems like it's the same names and faces ever since I've been here. They've had some really good players graduate, move on, obviously, but they're replacing them with. I mean, they're not rebuilding; they reload. They got a very good recruiting area. They get a lot of transfers in up there. They know how to rush the passer and play it. They can cover really well. They stop the run really well. Very well coached football team. Offensively, they got a running back from I believe he's from Auburn. And they got a couple, 2 or 3 of them, and very good skill. Really good quarterback, but kind of the same thing. It starts up front for them. Their O-line's been the same numbers, in the same positions. It
Yeah.
seems like forever. I mean, we got our work cut out for us, but we got a good football team, and we'll prepare well this week and go up there and give it the old college try.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Coach, looking forward to this weekend up there. Was very excited about the homecoming win and get back to get that fourth win of the year. We'll be talking again next week.
Yep.
Good to see you now.
Thank you.
No problem. Nice to see you all out there. We'll talk again next week on the Coaches Show.